New numbers from USDA show that net farm income will fall $6.5 billion or 4.4% this year. That's compared to projections released in February, suggesting it would fall 26%. But if you talk to economists, they will tell you that those figures come with misconceptions, and the recent boom in livestock profitability is actually hiding what's really happening on row crop farms across the U.S. right now. It's that ugly truth that we're looking into for our Farm Journal report this weekend.
The hustle of harvest is in full throttle.
Harvest is really coming quickly this year. We've really only had one rain delay since we started. It's been kind of a blur, honestly, the whole time.
Lafayette County, Missouri farmer Garrett Reekoff started harvest in early September this year.
I have never gotten through corn harvest in my memory with only one rain delay.
And as for corn, well, yields are impressive.
I would say this crop probably is second best. There'll be some fields that are record breakers. This year, we're still 100 plus in those very poor areas.
As for soybeans, he's just started harvesting those, but his early planted fields are impressive.
I'm just ecstatic over an 85 bushel yield on a couple hundred acres. I'm beside myself happy.
Krista Swanson is the lead economist for the National Corn Growers Association. She says it's been nice to see corn prices continue to climb the past few weeks. What's providing that fuel? Well, she says nothing has changed fundamentally. But USDA's September grain stocks report did provide some help with a corn stocks number of 1.76 billion bushels.
While those are up from last year, it's important to note that it's still below where we were from 2017 to 2022. It's also importantly below the 2 billion bushel marker. That's sort of that threshold for being uncomfortably high. And it's also a lot lower than where the original projection for the 23-24 year was.
Still, farmer sentiment has been sliding, with the latest Ag Economy Barometer falling to the lowest reading since it was started in early 2016.
If you look at the Ag Economy Barometer in early 21, for example, people were quite optimistic. As soon as the input costs started increasing, and they increased very rapidly for production agriculture, the sentiment went down dramatically.
Input costs are a weight on balance sheets. And Purdue ag economist Michael Langemeyer says that means the break-even price for farmers is higher than the price of corn today.
Even with the really strong yields we're looking at this year, we're looking at a break-even price of $4.70. And so it's that combination of a drop in prices and the fact that input costs are relatively high that I think is explaining why sentiment is so low.
The latest Ag Economist's monthly monitor, though, showed a tad more optimism compared to last month. But compared to last year, economists are concerned about the ag economy today.
The margins that farmers are facing on average are really a tough place to be in. From 2022 to 2024, the cost to produce corn dropped 5%, but price was down 37%. And when we look at those average numbers again from USDA, looking at cost of production for corn, price, and yield, that comes out to $125 per acre losses on average.
The survey also asked if agriculture is on the brink of a recession. 75% said yes, which is up from the 56% who responded that way in the previous month's survey.
I think, yes, it depends on how you define a recession, but I define recession as this one of the worst years we've seen in the last 20, and my short answer to that is yes. Just looking at where the price is currently at, this is about the worst year since 2007, which was the start of the ethanol boom.
The latest Ag Economist Monthly Monitor asked economists if the two presidential candidates would help or hurt trade. 55% said a Harris administration would hurt trade, and 86% of economists said a Trump administration would hurt U.S. trade.
That's why I get really worried, with both candidates when they start talking about tariffs, is that's really uncharted waters, if you will. And we're already, the perception is that we're struggling a little bit with trade. As we enter these uncertain waters, we're going to struggle more.
Farm Journal recently conducted a presidential candidate poll among farmers about the two presidential candidates, and the responses differed from our economists survey. Nearly 4,800 farmers responded, and an overwhelming number of farmers said Trump will provide more certainty on farm policy and crop insurance, is more likely to expand trade and address trade disputes, and is more likely to support policies that benefit U.S. biofuels. All right, when we come back, farmers in southeast Georgia are picking up the pieces from Hurricane Helene. Emotions are raw, and we give you a firsthand view of that damage next.
Purchase with a Purpose is brought to you by the Mighty Micro from Mosaic Micro Essentials. We put more in so you can get more out. Visit microessentials.com to learn more.